I guess I should start by saying, I was at the Make in India launch in 2014. I'd arrived a year earlier, so I was privileged to attend that. Lockheed Martin is very committed to Make in India, and in fact, we've had a presence in the country for about 30 years now, but for the last 10 of those, we've been manufacturing in India with Tata. To produce our C-130 empennages, which is the tail of the big transport aircraft that we produce. It's in service with the Indian Air Force. And we produce those for our global supply chain. We also produce S-92 components, which is one of our helicopters, and we manufacture the cabins here in India, and we've built over 150 of those. So we've had quite some experience in Make in India, in working with Indian partners, and during the almost 10 years that we've been doing that, we have indigenized a lot of the components that are in those parts that we're manufacturing, so that the bulk of both things that we do, both the S-92 and the C-130 things, are now all manufactured in India, and it takes time to do that. So because we've got that track record, because we've been doing it now for 10 years, because we've built up that capability, we are now confident of doing much larger, grander programs. So things like the fighter competition, where we have the F-21 on offer, things like the naval utility helicopter competition, where we have the S-76D helicopter on offer. We are confident we can build the bulk of that platform here. And that's kind of because of our relationship with Tata, that have been our main partner with the S-92 and the C-130, and also are developing relations with the hundreds of other aerospace and defence manufacturers, MSMEs in India. And that's really what these suppliers conferences are about, is developing those relationships, not just for us, but also for our tier one suppliers. And 26 of those have come from the US, Israel and other countries to join us here to support us in developing those relationships moving forward. Well, we're very happy with our relationship with the government, if that's what where you're going.
Yes,
And
yes.
we've had a experience over the last number of years supplying the C-130J transport aircraft. 12 of them have been delivered to India. We see another aircraft later this year to be delivered. Our partnership with the Indian Air Force has been great. We've been really privileged to work with them to see that aircraft be introduced into service, and over the last number of years, and of course we've been engaged in supporting it as well. So we're very happy, very comfortable with our relationship with the government of India and with the Indian Air Force over the last number of years. Yeah. Well, we've had teams that have been visiting India for a number of years now, specifically if we're looking at the F-21, at that program. And they have been visiting to go and do site visits, to go and meet with all of the potential suppliers all over India. So from north to south, east to west, they've spent the last number of years visiting suppliers, engaging with them, learning what their capabilities are, and determining their suitability to join the F-21 supply chain. And as you can see from the conference this week, there are hundreds of potential Indian suppliers, and that's very satisfying to us because, as I said earlier, we feel confident that we can do a lot more, and I think that's just really validated that by doing the trawl around India. Well, our experience has been great. We started off 10 years ago. Right from the get-go, the quality, the timeliness of the manufactured goods that we've had out of India have been excellent. And so, I think given the right incentive from the government, given the right support from the government moving forward, I'm absolutely assured that the Indian defence sector will, grow and grow. Right now, there's, certainly a very enthusiastic and growing private sector capability, and that's really what the strategic partner program is there to support, and what the government has been trying to support for the last number of years. And you can see evidence of the enthusiasm from the private sector and the DPSUs as well in some of these larger programs by events such as this, where they all come and join us and support us in these suppliers conferences. Well, I mean, we're absolutely committed. I mean, the fact that we've been here engaging for the last number of years with the supply chain, I think, is an indication of that. And the moving of the F-16 wing to India has already started. We're in the prototype stage, and that has to go through, be certified, and once everyone's confident and comfortable with the prototype, then we go into production. And that production, as Dr. Lal has indicated, is for the entire F-16, F-21 production in the future. So any platform that is made will have wings coming out of Hyderabad. Well, the government are going through their competitive process, so I mean they are evaluating, so I'm not going to comment on what the government thinks or not, but I think, what I would say is that the offer that Lockheed Martin has made with the F-21, which is part of a very large family, in fact the largest family of fighters in the world, is a really wonderful opportunity for Indian industry to join that largest suppliers or supply chain in the world, if you like, for fighters. We've already made that beginning with the F-16 wing, and we would love to see that mushroom into many other parts of the aircraft over the coming years. We hope even more suppliers come. I mean, this is the first time that we've done this event in northern India. We've done the previous two in Bangalore, which I think you would expect as an aerospace company we would go there. But I think, as you can see from the response here in northern India, in Delhi, the interest levels are equally strong here in the north. And so, we'd love to see that just grow, to see more partnerships develop with our tier one and other suppliers on the program. So that should we be successful, then we're ready to go as soon as the starting gun is fired.